Good evening, 7th and 8th grade families. My name is Davis Gerber, and I am your child's math teacher for this upcoming school year. I'm sorry that I'm not able to be there for open house tonight. I've actually just accepted a leadership position for the Ohio Council of Teachers of Mathematics, which is a statewide organization, and tonight I'm actually being inducted onto their executive board, where I will now serve as the affiliate services chair and get to talk with other organizations all across Ohio and really connect all mathematics teachers in Ohio. But what I want to do was I still want to share my open house presentation with you all, and I just wanted to share it to you in a video, so that way you can go back and watch it as many times as you want. So without further ado, let's get to the open house video.
Good evening, 7th and 8th grade families. My name is Mr. Davis Gerber, and I'm teaching Mathematics 2, 3, and Algebra 1 for the 2020-21 school year. Or in other words, I'll be teaching 7th grade, 8th grade, and Algebra 1 mathematics. This is just a little gentle reminder, not that you can really ask me individual questions right now or on this YouTube video, but what you can do is if you have any questions, message me or email me at davis.gerber@clevelandmetroschools.org. You can also message me on Schoology if you have that set up. Just a little bit about myself. So I've been working at Campus International for the past 3 years, and I've been loving every second of it. One of my favorite memories is in that bottom right picture where we had the opportunity to take our 8th grade students to Washington, D.C., and I'm hoping that we get to do that with our students again very, very soon. I love to travel when I have the chance to, and I've actually gotten the opportunity to travel internationally twice to Thailand and China, where I worked with students and taught them math. I've also earned my master's degree in curriculum and teaching, and through that I've gotten lots of opportunities to present both at councils or both at conferences in Ohio and also outside of Ohio. I earned my undergraduate degree in integrated mathematics education from BGSU in 2017, and I'm actually licensed to teach grades 7 through 12. I earned my master's right after that in curriculum and teaching from BGSU in 2018. And my prior teaching experience includes private and charter settings. And my experience includes elementary, middle school, high school, and I even taught a college level course at Bowling Green State University for future math teachers. I like to think about my math class using these 5 interrelated strands because they all come together to really demonstrate mathematical proficiency. I try to teach for a conceptual understanding in almost every lesson that we do. And I know that this is a little bit different for online learning, but all of our synchronous activities, I try to have them be inquiry-based and conceptually based for students to really understand them. The procedural fluency comes in with the practice that I assign students. The strategic competence, that comes with just more exposure and really getting students to think of math almost as like a game or as a strategy where they can just boost up their skills every time. They will need adaptive reasoning and a productive disposition. Most importantly, the productive disposition, especially within this really hard time for everybody. We need everybody to be believing that we can be productive and that we can learn when we are being productive. I've included just a brief 7th and 8th grade mathematics overview, and I've put in bold some of the things that we're learning right now or big concepts for the grade. So in 7th grade, ratios and proportions are what we're learning right now, but they are also a big piece of that grade 7 overview. For 8th grade, right now we're working on exponents and scientific notation, but one of the biggest things in 8th grade is understanding and applying the Pythagorean theorem. I've also included our Algebra 1 mathematics overview. Currently, we're working on seeing structure in expressions, and quickly we will be moving to arithmetic with polynomials and rational functions. This is going to be a fast-paced Algebra 1 course because students skipped 8th grade math and moved right into Algebra 1, so I need to teach them both 8th grade math and Algebra 1. So if you're ever worried about the pacing or anything like that, I know that it is purposeful and I know that it can be a little bit stressful, but I promise that I'm here to help every single child. I also want to put a focus on our mathematical practices. Each of these practices I'm trying to accomplish in my lessons because they ultimately help students become a better mathematician. And that's what each and every student is, a mathematician when they are working with me. So, how will we get to all of this stuff? Well, we'll get there using the Eureka curriculum and resources, which is our current curriculum that we have, as well as our units of inquiry and the IB MYP philosophy and assessment policies. We will be occasionally doing some projects, and I'm trying to figure out how to do those in an online settings. We are going to place a heavy focus on our mathematical practices and vocabulary because those are the basis of our success. And there will be multiple opportunities to collaborate with classmates. Every day, students should come ready to learn with their math notebook or binder. I know that this is a little bit different online, and what I've done to try to combat this is I've actually made an online notebook for students where they can just fill in information. Their notebook is associated with their Schoology, and they all just have to click on Microsoft OneNote, and it should take them directly to their mathematics notebook that I've placed for them. They will need something to write with, of course, and then they will obviously need a growth mindset because growth mindset is super important in mathematics. Students, again, have to believe that they are able to do the math in order to successfully achieve. Our MYP units of inquiry, I kind of talked about this, but in 7th grade, we're starting off with ratios, rates, and proportional relationships. 8th grade, we're starting off with our exponents and scientific notation unit. And then Algebra 1, we are starting with solving and simplifying just equations and polynomials. There will be more information that will be shared with the students as more of these units of inquiries are being developed. Our assessment and task grades will be recorded on Schoology, and they'll be in accordance or graded with our MYP math criterion rubrics. We have 4 different rubrics: are A, B, C, and D, knowledge and understanding, investigating patterns, communication in mathematics, and reflection in mathematics. Each of these rubrics highlights something different that ultimately culminates into one final grade for your child. Each rubric uses a scale from 0 to 8, and I can tell you that not every assessment is going to be always graded on an 8. An 8 is our highest level and is also very, very difficult to achieve. Any combination of rubrics can be assigned or used for assignments, and they're based on the nature of the assignment. Each task may be different, maybe from a different range on the rubric, and a balance of tasks reflecting all of the ranges will ultimately decide your child's grade at the end of each quarter, at the end of each semester, and ultimately at the end of the year. That's all the information that I have right now in this session. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to email me at davis.gerber@clevelandmetroschools.org, and I'll be happy to help you. Please make sure that we are getting registered with our parent Schoology accounts because you will see a lot of assignments and information coming from there. I also want to promote that I do have a YouTube page that I put up on your children's Schoology pages. This is where I will be posting instructional videos each week where we go over the topics that we are talking about. They're also really helpful for you all to kind of check and see where we're going and where we're headed, especially if your child is confused about what's going on. That's another great first place to start. So again, if you have any other questions, feel free to send me an email at davis.gerber@clevelandmetroschools.org. And I'm looking forward to working with your children this year and hopefully teaching them a lot of math, both online and hopefully one day in person. Have a great night.